I genuinely do get excited for schedule release day because, one, for us, like, it's our schedule. It's the team schedule.
Our schedule.
But it's our schedule.
Yes,
it dictates our lives for the next however many months it is. And it's just exciting to figure out, like, what is this actually going to look like? And so, the normal things that you're looking for, opening night, how many back-to-backs? 14 of them this year. Opening week, I think, is always just kind of how is this team going to start? Is there an opportunity for a really good start? Are you playing easier teams? And in the case of the Grizzlies, I think you could win your first 3. We'll go through it game by game to look at what the full schedule looks like. But I would normally look for the MLK Day game. We don't have that this year, and we already know when the Berlin and London games are. But then I look at Thanksgiving week. I look at Christmas week. I look for the longest road stand, the longest home stand, how the season ends, like the last couple of weeks. If there's a playoff push, what does that schedule look like? The number of nationally televised games. The Grizzlies have 10 nationally televised games this season. Do you think that's a fair number, Jon Roser?
Yeah, that's fine.
I think it's totally fine. You want to know how many the Pacers have? 9, and they were in the NBA Finals. And I know Tyrese Halliburton's hurt, but still.
All right, are we...
We do?
Did we count NBA TV as national television?
No.
Then why do we count Peacock?
It's different. We're merging into new times. Peacock feels adjacent to NBC, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Just like, technically...
NBA TV was adjacent to TNT. They're literally broadcasting the same, they're both in Atlanta.
Yeah. So you're a hater. You're a cock hater. This is the second show that you've been a cock hater on this week.
Well, I love Peacock, actually.
Okay.
Because you get all the Law and Order SVU you want, all the Dateline you want. So I love Peacock.
And all the Bravo you want.
I don't know about that. But I was just saying if there's an equivalent to.
So are you counting Prime?
I feel like everybody has Amazon Prime.
I think
everybody
that's
already had it.
disrespectful to Peacock.
Maybe so.
And if you have Xfinity, you have Peacock.
I don't have Xfinity.
Well,
I know.
I
actually don't have Peacock, and it's the first time I haven't had Peacock.
And they've upped their prices for next year.
Of course they have. Of course they have. Why wouldn't they?
The Grizzlies.
But no, 10's fine. 10, yeah.
I think 10's great. The first is that Halloween game on Amazon Prime against the Lakers. So that's your first nationally televised game of the season, which is a good one to start with. Just one NBC game, Tuesday, December 30th against the Sixers.
That's why Why the Sixers
on NBC? I don't know. I don't know. 2 on Peacock. December 22nd at OKC, and Monday, February 2nd versus Minnesota at home.
Love the Minnesota
And one more on Peacock, March 23rd at Atlanta.
I'm tired of playing the Thunder on national television. I've seen how this goes.
And then your ESPN games are January 30th at New Orleans, February 11th at Denver, and February 25th against Golden State here. That was one of the things that stood out. The Lakers and the Warriors both only coming here once. That's a bit of a bummer for fans.
It stinks because the Lakers only came here once last year.
Yeah. And
it stinks. Nobody. This is what's difficult about the NBA schedule. The NFL schedule, it's like, okay, so if you're a team from the NFC North, if you played the AFC North teams the year before, then you're playing the AFC Southwest. Yeah. You're playing one of those other divisions. And if you finish third place, you're playing other third place teams from the year before. You kind of, and then you play your division teams. You kind of know how it works. I have no idea the rhyme or reason to when we play a team, why we play this team 3 times this year and don't play them 3 and then play them 3 times the next year, then play them 4 times. And why do we play I don't know. I haven't even looked enough to know. Do we play the Blazers 4 times? Why do we play the Blazers 4 times but play the Lakers and the Warriors only 3 times? I don't know the rhyme or reason to it.
Yeah, I don't.
And nobody does either.
And nobody does, and it is one of life's greatest mysteries. Chat already asking if this could be LeBron's last time in Memphis.
So that's why I think that's the Lakers game is why it should probably it should be number 1 on everybody's. This is the game, yeah, because I'm a LeBron James hater.
Okay.
But there's no doubt about where he is in the hierarchy of the NBA and his legacy in the NBA.
The king.
Calls self-titled the king. Yes. It could be his last game here.
It could be.
Until he gets traded to Dallas.
All right, let's go through the schedule, and we'll see if there's anything that trumps Grizzlies Lakers on Halloween as we go through it. They open against the Pelicans again. I saw a lot of, not animosity, I'll call it agnostic response to Grizzlies Pelicans opening night. Listen, I don't mind it because it's not as if the Pelicans these days are the biggest draw in the world, and opening night, no matter what, is a giant draw. So you're going to get a great crowd. You're going to have an awesome environment. Grizzlies Pelicans, maybe it'll be a rivalry in the next year.
We opened against the Pelicans 2 years ago. We had our home opener against them, and they beat our ass.
Didn't we open against them last year too?
Magic
last year.
Yeah. We went. It's like the fourth year in a row we've opened 3 games in 4 nights.
Yes.
And last year it was at Utah, at Houston, home Orlando.
And it feels like that's always a result of not being a part of one of the big national TV packages.
Yes.
So you get the 3 and 4 nights. So it is 3 straight home games to open. Pelicans, Heat, Pacers. We start in 3-0, Roser? Grizzlies starting 3-0? Oh.
Yes.
Okay, phew.
Yes.
I got excited.
Yes. The only one of those that I think worries me. Well, I mean, there's worries with all of them. Like if Zion's freaking awesome.
Sure.
I honestly like Miami could be sneaky, like not horrible.
Okay.
They can be a tough team.
The Pacers on Saturday, the only college football Saturday interference game of
what's our schedule?
fall,
What's our college
which
football?
Is exciting.
What's our college football slate that weekend?
On that Saturday?
October 25th. That's late in the college football season.
No, that's, yeah.
Oh. Well, I don't know if Tennessee's going to be very good this year, so.
October 25th is, hold, week 5. Oh, that's September. Never mind. My bad. October 25th. It would be helpful if I got the actual weekend
that
right.
would matter.
Texas, Mississippi State, Wisconsin, Oregon, Alabama, South Carolina, Texas A&M, LSU, Stanford, Miami, Houston, Arizona State, Illinois, Washington, Michigan, Michigan State, SMU, Wake Forest, Kansas State, Kansas, Ole Miss, Oklahoma, UCLA, Indiana, BYU, Iowa State, Oklahoma State, Texas Tech, Tennessee, Kentucky.
It's a pretty solid weekend. It's a solid schedule. I mean, right now, if you just go preseason rankings, Alabama, South Carolina, Texas A&M, LSU, Ole Miss, Oklahoma. That's 3 solid SEC games, although South Carolina is not going to be as good as people think.
I am fine with one of them because we have none of the others. I'm going to try to knock off 2 SEC stadiums this fall.
That's cool. Which ones haven't you been to?
Arkansas. I've only been to Oxford.
Big Suey. Hit up our buddy Randall. Our buddy Randall's got connections up there.
Okay, we're going to try to go to the Arkansas. I think we're going to try to go to the Arkansas Notre Dame game. We're going big.
Oh.
It's the one I want to go to. It's Arkansas. I need like a good opponent coming through. And then I think we're going to try to go to an Alabama game. I've never been to Tuscaloosa.
Never been to Bryant-Denny.
I've never been to Bryant-Denny.
I've been to the stadium. I've never been there for a game. Okay. Same with Neyland. I've been to Neyland. I've never been for a game. I had a great time.
The
only SEC stadium I've seen a game in is Vaught Hemingway.
I've only been to SEC bangers. I went to Ole Miss, Tennessee at Neyland, where they threw the golf balls in the mustard bottles.
At Kiffin.
And I went to Ole Miss, LSU at Vaught Hemingway, where it was Jaden Daniels, Jackson Dart shootout, rush the field, crazy times.
You were there?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. That's a great one.
So now I have to add.
It's an all-timer.
Maybe a little Arkansas chaos against Notre Dame.
Yeah.
And I hate Notre Dame, so that sounds like a perfect time. And then maybe Alabama, Oklahoma. I don't know. That's where my brain went.
Right.
We only have one home Grizzlies game on a Saturday. That's exciting. We'll get to Sunday games during the NFL playoffs, which is less fun for Roser and I as football fans, but that's okay. 8 of the first 11 games are at home. So you go Pelicans, Heat, Pacers, then you go 2 Warriors, 2 the Suns. So I'm saying we start 3-0, maybe we go 4-1. Maybe, just maybe, the Grizzlies get their first win in California, in the state of California, in forever and a day, because they didn't win a game in California last year. But then you get the Lakers on Halloween, back at home. You go to Toronto to play the Raptors, then home versus the Pistons, Rockets, Mavs, and that is your first 10 games of the season.
That's a tough back-to-back, getting Detroit on the second night of a back-to-back, because they're a tough team. Yeah, that little home stretch right there. That stretch from November 3rd to November 18th might be your toughest stretch of the season, because it is Pistons, Rockets, Mavs, Thunder, Knicks, Celtics, Cavs, Spurs.
Yeah.
Like you expect the Spurs and Mavericks to compete for playoff spots. The Celtics, I mean, the East is so bad, who knows? They could easily make the play-in the East. And then those other teams are all going to be playoff teams.
That first home game against Oklahoma City, a Sunday 5 p.m. game, that's perfect time slot, should be a fun environment. But it is very much like when I looked at the schedule, it felt flip-flopped from last year. Last year we started so easy peasy, and then the end of it was just a brutal gauntlet that smacked this team in the face. This year, you're starting fairly more difficult, and you have a bit of an easier end. We'll get to it when we get there, but I do think easier second half of the schedule than first half of the schedule for the Grizzlies this season. Following that Spurs game on the road, that's a 4-game road trip. You're back for 1 game against the Kings. You're back on the road to Dallas. You're back home for a game against Denver. There's a lot of ping-ponging. Like, not a lot of home stands. It's more like home sprinkles. And so you're kind of back and forth. And then we're into Thanksgiving week. And no Grizzlies Thanksgiving games at home. They are at New Orleans the day before Thanksgiving. They are at the Clippers on Black Friday, and then they are at the Kings on that Sunday.
So there's one thing to always look for in these schedules. I always try to find like schedule losses.
Okay.
Basically, where it's like you play the second night. So one thing you look at is when you play at Denver.
Yep.
And if you play in Denver on the second night of a back-to-back, like that's typically your toast.
Same thing kind of goes for Utah. Even though Utah's easy,
Utah's,
it's like a weird place where they
snipe
you. But it is.
The altitude and that stuff. Weird. I think we've got potential for Los Angeles disasters this year.
Oh, we'll get to my favorite Los Angeles disaster.
I know where you're going with this because I was looking at this last night. I was like, no.
Okay, so after Thanksgiving, Kings on the Sunday after Thanksgiving, at Spurs the following Tuesday to start the month of December. And then games at home versus the Clippers and the Trailblazers. And then it's NBA Cup knockout rounds. So we'll figure those games out when they get here. December 17th, you go back to normal.
Well, yes. I will say, I think after that 4-game road trip, over Thanksgiving, Pelicans, Clippers, Kings, Spurs, I respect the NBA scheduling gods, the computer who put this together, if it was ChatGPT or Grok, whoever puts together whatever computer,
who's doing the schedule,
whatever AI device puts together the NBA schedule, giving us 2 days off before we start back at home. Yeah, little 2 days rest before you get the Clippers.
That's nice.
Back at home. Yeah,
that is nice. December 17th. Back out of the NBA Cup. Maybe the Grizzlies will be the winners of the NBA Cup. We can only hope. The Emirates Cup. At Minnesota, then home against the Wizards, and then at OKC on Peacock. That's where you face the Thunder on national television. At Utah, that's where I looked at an altitude back-to-back game. Just one of those, especially coming off a big one against the Thunder, perhaps a scheduled L. Then you're back at home against the Bucks the day after Christmas.
Yeah, we're going to put lumps of coal in Giannis' stocking.
Yeah. Thinks he's getting wings this time.
Yeah.
Nothing but coal for Giannis. At Wizards on the 28th. Home versus the Sixers on the 30th.
Okay, so I can talk myself into this Sixers game now that I've thought about it. I don't know. I still don't know why it's on NBC because I don't know if Joe.
Talk me into it.
Over under Joel Embiid plays 50 games the rest of his career. Would you take the over or the under? I would take the under,
I would take the under.
I don't think he plays more than 50 games, over 50 games the rest of his career. So, but I do think the Jared McCain, Tyrese Maxey, VJ Edgecombe, I think there's fun. There's fun there.
Okay.
It's a lot of small guards, but we've got to figure that out. But I think there's potential for Philly fun.
We'll call it the Philly fun.
Yeah.
Last game of 2025 for the Grizzlies.
Fun and Philly. We'll work on what we call it.
Yeah, we'll workshop that. No New Year's Eve game. We've had a New Year's Eve game.
We have.
We've had a Black Friday home game and a New Year's Eve game the last 2 years.
And it always feels like we play the Kings on New Year's Eve.
And this year we are saved.
I'm like, I am so tired of going to the arena and seeing DeMar DeRozan.
To end my year.
Right.
This is not the New Year's resolution I signed up for.
And Domas Sabonis get 25 rebounds.
No New Year's Day game, but...
Here we go.
But... 2 games against the Lakers on January 2nd and January 4th. That is cruel and unusual punishment. Will the Grizzlies spend New Year's Eve in Los Angeles?
So that's the question. Do they travel to LA on Wednesday, New Year's Eve? Because if they have New Year's Eve in LA, New Year's Day in LA, January 2nd, January 3rd, January 4th,
They can't.
They could have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days, 5 nights in LA.
As a lover of Los Angeles, if I were a member of the Memphis Grizzlies, I would be begging, please let me go take a little vacation to LA. But if I am the coach of the Memphis Grizzlies,
yes,
I'm literally leaving the night of New Year's Eve and saying you will have one day when you get there, and then you play the second and the fourth.
I mean, do you know that they could go to? I mean, they could go to Exchange LA, La Zona Rosa, Club Bahia.
What did you Google?
The best nightclubs in Los Angeles. Where Kobe Bryant famously got Chandler Parsons hooked up. Supper House. I don't know if that still exists.
It did when I was there.
Okay. Supper House. Yes. Heat Ultra Lounge.
Yeah.
And then my favorite, One Oak.
Always love a One Oak appearance. The Grizzlies' first home game of 2026 is against the Spurs. I like that. A little welcome back, ring in the new year. John Morant trying to dunk on Victor Wembanyama, except he's not dunking, so he'll just have a fancy layup package around Victor Wembanyama.
Or they're still going to be hungover from their 5 nights in Los Angeles.
Or that. Then back-to-back, you have the Suns the next night. 14 back-to-backs overall, which is one less than last year.
That Suns win, that's a sneaky letdown spot right there. You are coming off an LA trip, and you are sandwiched between home games of San Antonio and Oklahoma City. That's a be careful one.
Back home back home against the Thunder on January 9th. Sunday afternoon game against the Nets on the 11th, the annual Megan Triplet return game. Big Europe trip, so then they're not home from January 12th until January 21st. They have a couple big chunks where they are gone in early 2026. They play the Hawks on 21st at home, Pelicans on 23rd, Denver, that is a 3-game homestand. Up to this point, I think that's their first 3-game homestand since the starting 3-game homestand of the season. Then at Houston, home versus Charlotte, at New Orleans on the 30th, back home on the 31st versus Minnesota. Another game against Minnesota on February 2nd. And then they are gone until February 20th. From February 2nd to February 20th, because it includes the All-Star break, the Grizzlies will not be home.
All right, Wednesday night at the end of January.
In the middle of the night. You don't want to go see Grizzlies Hornets at 7 o'clock in the snow?
Well, LaMelo Ball plays plays fewer games than like any player in the league. So, how many people do you think are going to be at that one? Wednesday night, late January, so it's going to be cold as hell. We might be boiling water by then.
You don't want to go see Salon?
Salon? I don't know how to say his first name.
Salon.
Is it Tion?
I don't know.
Tion Salon?
Salon. It helps you practice my Francais. That doesn't do quite the same thing as Edgecombe with the Sixers. You can't talk yourself in to the Hornets on a Wednesday night in the end of January. That's weird. Are you even a real fan?
I can talk myself into Nipple. The Hornets signed and they drafted and signed so many white guys this offseason.
Yes.
Okay, go look at their roster.
Next up, you come out of that 18-day absence from FedEx Forum. So you'll be wanting them back. Too bad you don't get them. Road trip of... Oh, I'm sorry. Within the 18 days away from FedEx Forum, it's a road trip of Kings, 2 at Trailblazers, Golden State, Denver, and then All-Star break.
Yeah, that's a 5.
That's a 5 on the road, and then you're back at home against the Jazz for the first game after All-Star break. You're so thirsty, you're going to be excited to see Grizzlies Jazz in that first game back. That is then a back-to-back where they go to Miami on the 21st.
So the scheduling gods helped us in early December coming off the road trip, gave us 2 days off.
And then they're like,
all right, we're going to test you and find out if you're sinners or no. Because they give us, 4 to 5 nights in Los Angeles, and then they are giving us a Saturday night in Miami post-All-Star break in Los Angeles.
Kings at home, 23rd. Warriors 1 home game. February 25th. Chris Luther will be in the building. You can count it. 3-game trip. Mavs, Pacers, Wolves, and another back-to-back. There are 4 back-to-backs in March. 4 back-to-backs in March. You go from Wolves to home versus the Blazers. Saturday home game versus the Clippers. 4-game road trip. So this is a stretch of 7 of 9 on the road at Nets, Sixers, Pistons, Bulls. Back home March 18th against the Knicks. home versus Boston on the 20th, then on the road to Charlotte the next night. Then you're at Atlanta, and then you finally enter the longest homestand of 6 straight. So that 6 straight is Spurs, Rockets, Bulls, Suns, Mavs, Raptors. Then 4 of the last 5 on the road, at Bucks, home versus the Cavs, at Nuggets, Jazz, Rockets, home game the night of the national championship game. I don't love that. That is Monday,
Cleveland,
April 6th.
Against Cleveland. That's
the Cleveland
one of
Cavaliers.
Ty
Why
Jerome's
did I think
games.
that they didn't play on national Am I making that up?
I thought
did
they
I have a
didn't.
fantasy in my head that they don't
I thought they
conflict with the
didn't.
national
I
championship
thought they
game?
didn't.
I really thought that was a thing.
Yeah.
Maybe this is my Mandela effect. I don't know.
Yeah, I didn't think they did. I didn't think they. And I feel like they used to not with college football either until college football decided to have a super big playoff and have to move everything back, and now they play on MLK
And it
Day.
is April 6th. I just double checked. It's April 6th at Lucas Oil Stadium is the men's national championship game. So, alas, that is the end of the Grizzlies schedule. What's your record, Roser? How many wins?
I have no idea. I haven't done that yet.
I haven't done that either.
I will. I do. It's not like super interesting. You notice in November we play the Knicks and the Celtics back to back.
Yeah.
And then in March, we play the Knicks and the Celtics back to back again.
Yep.
There's a day between in March, but it's still it's 2 straight home games. No, I don't. I think there's. It's a schedule.
It's a schedule.
I'm trying
but
to have a take.
You should be excited for the schedule because it is the schedule. I'm doing my read.
No, okay.
It is the schedule of the 25th season of Grizzlies basketball in Memphis. And so you should mark your calendars for big matchups and get ready for can't miss moments at FedEx Forum. Single game tickets go on sale today at noon. Call 901-888-HOOP or visit grizzlies.com/schedule to see the schedule and get ready to secure your seats for the 2025-2026 season. Tickets on sale at noon. You get one single game ticket. What are you spending it on, Jon Roser? Halloween night against the Lakers?
What are you looking for here?
Okay, we'll take a break.
What? No.
Okay.
What are you looking for here? What are you looking
Best
for
value.
out of this answer?
Best value.
Wednesday, March 18th against the Knicks when Giannis comes to town. Whoa! You ready for that, Spice?
Oh, you want
ready
mine?
for that?
Okay, you want mine?
Were you ready for that?
You want mine? January 6th when the Spurs come to town. I enjoy Grizzlies Spurs games. I look forward to Grizzlies Spurs games.
Oh, but there's not like any spice with that.
I want John Morant to try to dunk on Victor Wembanyama again.
Oh, okay.
I find that fun. And it's the first game of 2026.
That is fun.
I find that a fun thing to anticipate.